Yeah, I was gonna say if you had some more, you could give me some more.
Turn up the volume a little bit. Okay.
Just on that channel. Mm-hmm.
That's better.
We got it now.
You good? All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you can do a little
Yeah, that's
intro.
it.
All right. So we'll do a quick song and then we'll jump on and start talking. Okay.
Okay.
All
This is my
right.
latest release.
Okay. Oh, so you, okay. Well, we're gonna talk all about that. Okay, that's exciting.
Okay.
All righty. I'm gonna turn the thing around to y'all, and we're gonna jump on live on the air. Okay.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And we're live. I'm gonna close the door to try to save some paper. Beautiful, beautiful. You are alive on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. It's your girl, Siobhan Noel, and that was the very talented, the amazing Mr. Richmond Punch and his beautiful wife, Mrs. Kelle Punch, excuse me. How are you all today?
Doing well.
Good, good. Thank you all for joining me. I'm a huge music connoisseur, so I'm fascinated. I just absolutely love your talent.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. So, I have to give a quick shout out to Sunshine, the Hood Unicorn.
Yeah.
That is who connected us. So I saw you all there some time ago, and I just follow everybody. Like I'm a huge network person, so everybody when they post their shows, their guests, I'm just like follow, and didn't even remember how I connected with you all until you mentioned Richmond that you were here before, and I was like, oh, that's it. That's how I.
Yeah.
So it's a small world, but welcome back. You're officially a friend to the show.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming. And then also, I have to, when I met you again, of course, at my grandmother's funeral, I didn't get to say hello. And also, thank you for coming. Thank you for blessing us. That was an amazing performance.
Beautiful homegoing it was.
Thank you. Thank you. As we left, I was like, I didn't get to say hello. But yes, I mean, it's just so awesome. I just absolutely love your talent, everything that you all are doing. I follow you on social media, and it's just really amazing. So, I want to do a quick icebreaker. As you all know, this is Vonnie Loves Love. Hey, Sean, how are you, dear?
Good. How you doing?
Good. I'm good. Yeah, I see you. Jump on in the convo. You quiet today, dear. You all right? How's everything? How was your day?
My day was good, man.
Good.
You know, it was Sunday, man. Sunday fun day.
Sunday fun
Kind
day.
of sort of.
Well, let's give a round of applause or congratulations to Mr. Sean. He will be coming to Hits on Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Yes, his show, The Man Cave, will air each week. So I'm super excited. I'm super excited. And yes,
Appreciate it.
yes.
Appreciate it.
So let's tell the people a little bit about what they can expect. What is The Man Cave? Or it's going to be I'll let you do the talking.
You sure you want me to do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta have a spokesperson. Well, you know, the Man Cave Show is my brand.
Okay.
So this is a not a spinoff, but this is a different. It's under the umbrella of the Man Cave Show, but it's called Red Cup Conversations. So anybody that's over the age of I'm not gonna say 21, I'm gonna say 25 and older, you know what a Red Cup conversation is like. No. See, that's what I don't see. This is the male version.
The male version. Okay.
See, when men get to drinking, a drunk man never lies. But it's your drink of choice.
Okay.
But it's Red Cup conversations. When men come together, when folks come together, you got a Red Cup. Now, you know, growing up, you know, I got the inspiration growing up when you would see grown folks at the family reunions or the barbecues, they would always have a Red Cup. And a Red Cup, they were always having a conversation. You was like, nah, you don't want to drink out of this. Go ahead and get you a can of pop. I'm from the Midwest, so we say pop. So this inspired me to say, you know, not just the Man Cave Show. A lot of people felt like it was just not man-based, but it was for the fellas. You know, where we get to, you know, now I want to intertwine both men and women to have great conversations. And we're going to talk about everything from politics to religion to sex to relationships to current events. And it's right on Wednesdays, right in the heart of rush hour. So 5 to 6. So if you had a long day, you want to vent on your ride home, we're going to talk, man. And it's a great conversation, man. I don't want to talk about, this is not my show. This is all about you all. But thank you. But Siobhan for introducing me to Hits 92.3. You know, I've been in radio for a while, so this is going to be interesting.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited too. And I wanted to, because I get asked all the time, how did you get in radio? So I wanted to kind of touch on that real quickly as our icebreaker today. And I just feel like I'm the type of person that I would say dream big. You know, whatever it is that you want to do. I literally had no experience in media, broadcasting. Um, I didn't go to school for it, none of that kind of good stuff. But I just, I literally fell into it. And I know that might sound cliche, but it's taken me a lot of places this quick. I've only been doing it like a year and a half now. And it's taken me some pretty amazing places. So now you've been doing it for some time. What, 2 years now, Sean? Or?
No, this is 2 years on traditional radio. 3 years.
3 years.
What
Okay.
is this? What is this? 2020? Damn, this year. Damn, 2 years officially.
Okay.
2 years. Yes. God, I'm already ready. I'm already ready for 2021. So I was
Right. We just skipping.
But no, yeah, 2 years. That's 2 strong years.
Okay.
Yeah.
So so far, how has your experience in radio been? Has it opened other opportunities for you, or how?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Definitely, man. My story is very unique.
Okay.
You know, long story short, I got 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds.
Let's do 2 minutes. Go ahead, give it to us.
You know, some people, when you surround yourself with great people will tell you, show you something in you that you may not know or may not really be ready to jump out there on faith.
Okay.
And I'll tell the story. I'll tell you this story for Wednesday, but
Okay.
Steve Harvey was an inspiration in a sense because he always say, "You have not because you ask not."
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened? A friend of mine said, "Hey, man, I think you talk about a lot of stuff that people are scared to talk about. You should have your own show. So they had a little community-based network, and they showed me X, Y, and Z. But I self-taught. I was self-taught how to do the programming, and
Okay.
I did it from home. I literally started doing this on my phone.
Oh wow. Okay.
And a lot of people didn't know how to. Technology, man, is in the palm of your hands
It
every day.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally. So I first started broadcasting my show, and it was the Man Cave Show originally.
Uh-huh.
That started about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And I just started doing, I remember my first episode, I was reading from the book Message to the Black Man by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And it was I started in February, which was a Black History Month, and I felt like
Okay.
it was a message on my heart for Black men to hear this.
Okay.
Now, it's not about being perfect. It's not about being this. We have to improve. We have to iron sharpens iron.
Right.
And this is the conversations I had. So I started doing it on my phone. I learned how to use the system. I learned X, Y, and Z. And then at that point, I created my own network from that.
Okay.
So that's why I became a brand. When Black
Uh-huh.
folks will show you them true, well, let me say this. People show you the true colors, right? Because when it comes down to the mighty dollar, people will show you who they really are.
Yeah.
Right.
And then when people see that you can cash in on X, Y, and Z,
Right.
I cash in on my own talent. I'm me. I'm my own man.
Right.
And so I created my own network. I created my own brand, my own podcast network, and it took off from there. And I gave other people the same opportunities that I had.
Yeah.
The radio, man, just again, I was surrounded by great people. Shout out to Apollo. Shout out to Secura. And we worked together. And he was like, man, I got a friend that owns a radio station that wants to do a show. We can combine our talents. And that's how God brought us together.
Okay.
And we created a morning show brand called Three's Company.
Oh, okay.
And we competed, with in the major market and iHeartRadio. We had no problems, but people had other, situations going on. But the opportunities came from learning a system that I never knew before, learning what you can and what you cannot say.
Okay.
That's really big for me. It's challenging because I say what the hell I want to say.
I see. I know.
But you learn how you can lose an audience
Oh.
just that quick because people, sometimes you can be too real. And that may sound cliche,
Right. That's right.
but that's what it is. And so
Yeah.
my journey has now brought me here. I mean, my journey has brought me to interview several celebrities,
Okay.
but on an intimate, real life conversation, not
Yeah.
the typical industry like, hey, no, like I'm interviewing Goody Mob, and it's about really what they're really working on. And we got to a deep conversation about the industry, period.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because people are in their careers where they're going through challenging times, dealing with record execs, dealing with record labels, dealing with this and that. He's in the music, in music. So you can have, this shit is real life. Where you have a conversation and say, hey, X, Y, and Z is doing X, Y, and Z to sell records.
Right. Right.
So you have this and then. So, God has blessed me, man. And I've seen you in the shadows.
Yes.
I've seen you on here as the most prettiest woman, the most feminine. No, but no, that's your but that's your, but that's you. You're very ladylike, and I've seen you, and I've seen you, and I've seen you grow into what you have now, and it's all about one thing. People never realize it's all about consistency.
Absolutely, yeah.
Women preach
Even
about it
when
in
it gets
relationships all the time.
rough, even when it gets rough,
Yeah.
hang in there, yeah.
I went from 30 listeners to 100 listeners to 300 listeners because your family and friends gonna support you.
Yeah.
Then you go into a bigger market. Then I went from 1,000 listeners to 1 million listeners to 2 million listeners to 3 million listeners, and this is the brand that you build,
Right.
and it's a matter of consistency. And I didn't believe the theory of consistency, so I tried to do it without it, and it was a lesson learned. So you know what I'm saying? Look, I could talk about this all day.
Yeah.
But
Well, my story is similar. Like
Yeah.
you said, you've seen. I started out with my show, Vonnie in the City, and that also turned into a brand.
Yep.
And so now I've been blessed to where I have 2 consistent shows, but then I also, come to other people for.
Mhm.
A one-time, a hire, a host type position. I've had the blessing to be able to interview celebrity hosts celebrities and host of their events.
Mhm.
So it's really been a blessing. So right now under my brand, I have Vonnie Loves Love. Ironically, people ask me who's Vonnie. My name's Siobhan. That's a play off of my name. I thought that was the given, but people ask me all the time, well, who's Vonnie? I'm like, me. So, And then on top of that, I was hired to do the Best of Clayton County radio. And so that has been a consistent situation as well. So shout out to the owners of that. And I wanted to say that briefly because people, asked a lot of times, well, why do you do radio somewhere that you have to pay or invest to? And they didn't quite get
I can
it.
speak on that.
Yes, and but it's opened up doors to where I've been able to generate the income
Yeah.
and still be associated with a great brand. And it's just so much more like you have to look at the big picture. You have to be willing to invest. And so to that person that wants to get started in radio, I would basically say, it's no different from starting any other business.
Yeah.
And you can get the sponsorships, you can get the advertisement. It's all there. You got to go get it though. It won't always come to you. Sometimes you might be blessed that it falls in your lap, but sometimes you got to go out there and get it. I had a young lady ask me the other day, well, how'd you get your book in bookstores? I saw that she posted, if you own a bookstore, hit me up. But I'm like, you got to go. You got to go door knock, go to these businesses, go to these small bookstores, or even the major ones too, and introduce yourself. You might have to give them a free copy, let them read it, see if they're interested, but you got to put the work in too.
Can I piggyback on that?
Absolutely, yeah.
Let me speak to black business owners.
Yeah.
That's to the sound of my voice. This is me. This is my pastor.
Preaching voice.
To the sound of my voice. In order to grow, you have to invest. Nobody has gained success without investing into themselves.
Yeah.
And until you invest into yourself, other people won't believe. You understand what I'm saying? People can see you flourish based upon you investing. But the problem I'm finding is that with sponsorship, right? People are scared to step out and say, hey, you have an audience base of X, Y, and Z. Let me take advantage of that. Let me invest a couple $100 to start. That's like pulling teeth. But I have to be honest for a second. Non-African Americans, Sean, what you got going on? Hey, let me cut you a check for $2,000. I see you doing X, Y, and Z. I know that you got X, Y, and Z going on. Hey, this is a start. Hey, this is, and it's hard for us to support us. And that really, so, with all this, Black Lives Matter movement and this and that, you see all of this, right? And I'd be like, that shit is cool, but when it comes down to the mighty dollar, which we don't generate revenue within our community like we're supposed to, other people invest into us that don't look like us. So the problem that bothers me is that, okay, you see me doing X, Y, you want me to support your business. You selling bundles. You want me to support your bundles. You want me to, this is a real story. You want me to repost your flyer. Okay, what have you done to invest into my business? It's free. When I post a show, share it. When I post a link, share it. It's free. But you're in a profit business. You're in a for-profit business. And you want me to help you profit for free. Let me tell you how a real ad campaign goes in traditional radio. It's going to cost you about $2,000 a week. And then they're going to give you a time slot based upon how they feel. But I have a market where I can control everything on my show. I can say your business 17,000 times in an episode if I wanted to. And I may say, it'll be $100. I get back to you. Hey, send me the information. This is 4 years ago. You get what I'm saying? It's frustrating because I don't think we understand as the people, it takes those simple investments. You never know who you can reach. I've had a couple of friends who have T-shirts, they have clothing lines. I'll send you a shirt. I said, man, cool, I'll buy one too.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll post a shirt on my Instagram. I'll tag them. And I see people who don't even live in the state wearing their clothing line. And I know where the influence came from.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's how it works. And look, and I still invest. So people, you have to invest.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is work. Even in traditional radio, it is an investment. You have a sales team. This is the business side.
Right.
You have a sales team. They have you're the talent. We're the talent.
Yeah.
We're helping you help the station generate revenue,
Yeah.
right? And they don't understand the business behind it. It's not just me talking. It's me. It's a brand and it's a business, and that's how some people in business and radio have had careers for a long time.
Right, because at the end of the day, you're bringing a platform, an audience that they didn't already have,
Yeah.
your expertise, your
Yeah.
personality, all
Yeah.
that goes with it. But yeah, you're right. Well, in closing, before we jump into our interview today, also, what you said about, a lot of times people want something for nothing,
Mhm.
and I get that a lot. I've had multiple businesses, and people will ask for a billion things, but haven't even bought a $5 bracelet from my boutique,
That's
or,
true.
or whatever the
True.
case is. And sometimes that used to rub me the wrong way. It really did. That's the human in me.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, I also had to look at it from a different perspective. And, I feel like the God in me sometimes will shine through and overbear that. And I feel like, don't block your blessing. So if you can, or when I can, I still give and help wherever I can, because at the end of the day, my blessing comes from the Most High. So it'll be tenfold, so much bigger than they could have, blessed me or spent with me or whatever. At the end of the day, whenever I can, I still do. And I look at it from a different perspective, whether that's some additional content for me, a filler during a break that I may need, or whatever the case is. But at the end of the day, I'll get my blessing back tenfold. So enough of that. I could go on, and like you said, I can go on and on and on.
These are the conversations that we don't have, because
Yeah.
I'm really big on my people now understanding that this is how, listen, in order to kill racism and economic and classism, you have to generate revenue in your community with our sales. Every race gets it. The reason why the Jewish people were able to rise after the Holocaust is because they invested into themselves.
Yeah.
You will never go into a Jewish community and see a Popeyes, a churches, a liquor store, anything that's not for them. It's kosher friendly. This is how deep this conversation can really get.
Yeah.
You'll never go into a Chinese-based community and see things that they don't have of their interest. But we let every other business invest into our community. And then when a black person put up the same thing to compete with them, we're minimal to support. You got a non-African American chicken joint. Let's just say that. Black man been making chicken for years. You go to his house and ate chicken. He's like, damn, this is good. Black man say, I'm going to make a business so everybody can eat. And you pass his restaurant every day to go to somebody else, to go to that damn American Deli every goddamn week.
Because it's $2 cheaper.
Because it's $2 cheaper, and they give you a little bit extra ranch. And then you Negroes go on your post and say, Black Lives Matter. Kiss my ass. It'll never, because Black lives don't matter to us. That's what we teaching these young folks, the wrong way of how Black Lives Matter. You can protest and scream all that shit all day, but economics is everything. Green is the only thing that everybody has a equal thing in. Nobody, you've never seen a racist person toward money. Ooh, I don't like the color of money. Ooh, no, get that money away from me. No, that's ugly. Ugh. I got to clutch my purse when I see money walk by. No, the hell you don't. You open your purse. This is the mentality you have to kill. We have to kill classism. Classism is worse in international waters. Haiti is still jacked up because of classism, because of colorism. The dark-skinned people are still poor in Haiti. The lighter complected people are thriving. These are the conversations that the people are scared to have, but this is what you can expect Wednesdays on Red Cup Conversations. The Man Cave Show presents. These are the things that people are scared to talk about. You'll never get that typical, stereotypical power, all that shit to the people. Man, damn all that. These are real life changes that we need to make. People will get mad when I say I don't support Kamala Harris because she's black. I don't. Show me something different that the last 45 presidents have not shown me. This is how deep I'm sorry. This is how deep this really is. You got, you know me.
I know. So
I'm gonna shut up. Wednesday, 5 p.m.
Yes, yeah.
Right
and
here on Hits
and I'm
92.3.
enjoying every bit of it. I am.
Thank you.
Yes. You all are tuned in to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. It's your girl, Siobhan Noel, my guest co-host for the day, Mr. Sean Ward. And say hello to our guest of the hour, Mrs. and Mr. Punch. Hello again,
Hello,
you
hello,
all.
hello.
Oh my goodness. Well, I enjoy good conversation, and I also enjoy love. I love talking about love. So can we touch on that a little bit? Can you tell us how long you all have been married?
It's 5 coming up.
5 years?
5 going on 50.
Yeah, 5 going on forever.
And how did y'all meet?
Through his mother, dearly departed mother, God rest her
Okay.
soul.
Yes.
Through his mother. I got a divorce and sold my home and ended up moving into the apartment complex where his mother stayed.
Okay.
And then she would always bring him to play for us, like Thanksgiving
nice.
or something special. He would come and play. So he would always hit on me, and I'd be like, "You're too young. Got the ancient Chinese disease. Too young, too young."
Too young for you.
Too young.
Y'all excuse me.
And his mother would always say to me, that I was a good woman and don't let what my ex-husband told me change me. And I was in a domestic violence type situation, and the things he was saying was starting I was starting to believe it.
Right.
So she was like, "No, there's a good man for you." She said, "Do not give up, on love." Who would have known it was her own son that was going to be the one? So after she passed, it kind of like brought us
closer together.
Yes.
Beautiful. Wow. Now you just celebrated a birthday. Happy birthday again.
Yes, indeed. The Queen had her birthday, and I had mine just before.
Oh, well, happy belated to you as well.
We follow each other, August and September.
Okay. Now, do y'all do business together as well? Are you the back end of the talent? Would you say that?
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. I like that. The back end.
And I think sometimes that back end is just as important or vital. You the heartbeat of what we all see in the front, right?
I'm whatever needs to be done.
Okay.
Chauffeur, hairstylist, fashion stylist, advertisement, genius.
Yes.
We got both our shirts on today. That's right. Yeah.
Well, that probably speaks volume, because last week I shared about how pleasant my experience with you all were. And so you said the fashion thing. I said he came, he showed up, he was cleaner than the Board of Health, he was on time, he was everything professional. So thank you both.
Hey, I got somebody here steering me in the right direction.
Okay.
Coaching.
Yes, he was suited and booted, all that. Very, very nice. So thank you both. Thank you.
Thank you.
So now I noticed that you all, with your line of business, you do a lot of pleasantries or positive entertainment. You don't just do so much of the sad or the funerals and things like that. You do the wedding proposals, weddings, all that kind of fun stuff.
Yes.
So as I was browsing, one particularly caught my eye. And
I already know.
And also, I want to touch on it briefly. So you played the violin for a young lady at the park. I don't know if it was Piedmont Park, but
Atlanta Botanical Gardens.
Atlanta Botanical Gardens. The young lady proposed to her man.
Yes,
that was very interesting to me.
Uh-huh.
I was taken back, but I have to say he cleaned it.
She proposed. He said yes.
She proposed.
He said yes.
He said yes.
And she was all dolled up, heels and everything, and got down on one knee. I was like, look.
2 knees.
But
she also explained it.
Yes. But I have to say that he cleaned it up really well. So I noticed before she was mentioning, "You so nosy" or whatever. So I guess he realized or knew that she was going to propose that day.
Yeah, he actually did.
And he returned and asked her too. So I was like, to me, that was everything. Because I'm just like, okay, she about to get on one knee and. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I just like how he kind of came in to save the day and then just kind of leave her on one knee hanging type of situation. He came and returned the pleasantry or the favor or the question, if you will, and asked her as well. So I thought that was really, really sweet. That was adorable. But what did y'all think when you got hired to do that? What was your thought process? Did you think it was non-traditional, or you just like, I'm here to work and that's it, or like
we were blown away?
Yeah, blown away by it.
I was like, a woman? What?
She gonna do what?
Yeah.
Wow.
Blown away.
I guess it's amazing that and in love is a two-way street.
Yeah.
And sometimes people come out of different testimonies.
Okay.
And she explained her testimony, her past, that she had things in her life that basically would have blocked, in a way, as she explained it, him from proposing for a long time. So even though he had the ring and everything and was ready at that time and proposed right back to her, there had been a lot of time that passed that she prevented them from being ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
well, and I believe everybody definitely has a story,
Yeah.
So sometimes the rules of engagement doesn't always apply. Like with love, you have to do what works best. Because sometimes you can block your blessings, or you're so busy trying to find tradition or follow tradition and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So,
but 10,000 views and counting, y'all please make it viral.
okay, yes.
Because it is definitely unique.
Yes. Okay then. So Sean, you got any thought process on that, or what do you think about that?
I can go several different directions.
Several, okay.
I think one thing is, it sounds like a woman. I mean, like, it's cute. It's cute. I just think that it goes to a conversation that I've had with you before, where before you date and before you get into a relationship, you have to be healed.
Okay.
Luckily, she realized from the conversation that no matter what that man would have done, she would have never accepted the next level. And it had nothing to do with him. It was whatever she was dealing with from her past. And she just had never... And that's the biggest mistake that you find in relationships is it's two different people. People who just cannot be alone, and people who refuse to heal from the hurt from their previous relationship. And so you never fully move on. So you always, whatever Pookie did to you, Ray is always going to be Pookie. Whatever John did, Pookie and Ray, and it's a vicious cycle. And it creates bitter men. It creates bitter women. It's not a one-sided situation. And so it's very tough for that cycle to be broken. But luckily, that is a step, because it threw me off when I heard the story. I was like, damn. I said, no, a woman proposing to a man. I said, that's a man code violation. But the twist, I get it. That's
Would you
where
say no if a lady asked you?
we'll break up. She'll be single that day.
Really?
Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm allowed. There's enough emasculating situations that happen to me on a regular basis. I will never allow that
That's an interesting
opportunity to
test.
take away from me. Nah, hell
Okay.
no. Yeah, exactly.
There you go. Yeah.
Eve didn't propose to Apple. She just made him eat the apple. I'm just saying.
Yes. Well, let's jump into Mr. Richmond, the artist. How long have you been playing the violin, sir?
I began when I was 5 years old in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
And the violin was truly life-changing, coming from a single-parent home and my mom trying to find good schooling for me and my sister, and then end up in a public Montessori school, that had the right training.
Okay, all righty. And so, how long have you been playing professionally?
That has been, now,
30 years.
That's a long time. 'Cause really, I started when I was 5, and you know how Mama put you out there in the corner. You're gonna play Amazing Grace in this church, brother, on the south side, the north side, and all that. So that was probably like 13, 17, and all that.
Okay.
But overall, I just turned 40, so I'm gonna say I'm 30. 20 something years.
Wow. Okay. So I'm sure this is taking you some amazing places as well. I know that you played at the late great Mr. Congressman Lewis's memorial service, George Floyd's, and several other. I'm sure your resume is very intensive and impressive. So does it take you, traveling as well? Have you been out of the country with it? Tell us a little bit about your story and where you've been with it.
Sure. Yes. Well, you want to?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. I didn't want to just jump in.
I ain't gonna block.
I had to get a passport for him. Oh,
Wow.
We've been to Cuba.
Okay.
I never thought I would be in Cuba, but we went there. He played with a jazz band in Cuba. Oh, it was just so beautiful. He also played on the Disney cruise ship. So he stayed gone from me for 30 days. They wouldn't let me come until after 30 days.
Okay.
So he was gone for 30 days out there on the sea.
Then I was like, I can't do that no more. I love you, Mickey.
Mickey.
So me and our daughter was able to come after the 30 days, and then we spent 2 weeks on the boat. So it's like every day you wake up and you're in a different island. We went to Aruba and St. Kitts and Barbados, and it was just breathtaking. It was so beautiful, and we just been around the world.
That was our first cruise.
Yeah, very first cruise.
And it was everywhere.
Wow, and you got paid to do it.
How about that? Paid to do it,
yeah. I love it.
Didn't have to pay for the Disney cruise. Most expensive cruise out there.
Yeah.
So, that was very fortunate. It was a blessing.
Now, before we go further, tell everybody how to follow you, reach you, your social media handles, all that kind of good stuff.
Yes, indeed. So there is our name, Punch is my last name, our last name, Richmond Punch, richmondpunch.net. I think today we have our other name on the website. Stand up too, babe. Okay, getpunch.net. The Instagram. A lot of events have been amazing through there, and that's Violin Richmond.
Okay.
Violin Richmond. Matter of fact, our first ever trip to Cancun, I'm pretty sure it came.
Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico. Came through there. But the tour that was canceled because of coronavirus has recently come back. We're going to be in D.C. on the September 26th, and we're doing a wedding, but we just found out that Billy Graham, his son, what's his first name? Billy Graham's Franklin is doing the prayer march on Washington.
Oh, wow.
They're doing a prayer march on Washington the same day. So I'm actually trying to find a way to be involved musically.
Okay, awesome.
Because we couldn't make the march on Washington. We wanted to, but we didn't know whether they were having it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, beautiful. So what other projects do you have coming up, and how can people book you?
Oh, sure. Well, at the beginning, top of the show, I played the song, which is called Tap In Violin, originally known as Blow the Whistle. Saweetie redid the song. They called it Tap In, so I said Tap In Violin. That song is available online and everywhere, and the music video is almost finished. It's going to be neat and a real big surprise with a Black Lives Matter twist on it and a story involved in the music video. And then I'm going to release Chloe and Halle's song, Do It. Okay. I did a cover of that song, and just God is good. God's good. And I play every week at Sage Restaurant in Dunwoody Perimeter.
Okay. All right.
And Saturday nights
and Sunday
for 4 hours, 6 to 10. Sunday 11 to 3.
Okay.
Sunday brunch.
We have to come out and catch you. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Now, what other things would you like to share with the listeners in regards to, booking or anything to that matter about?
Phone number.
Booking. Oh, sure. 214-753-3477 and the Richmond Punch at yahoo.com for booking. Hey, and if y'all had time, I play you another song.
I would love to, absolutely, yes. And so you can prepare for that. Miss Punch, do you have anything that you want to leave with the listeners as well?
I just wanted to let them know that we came here about a week before COVID hit, and we were stepping out on faith. We didn't know.
Now, when you say came here, you moved to Atlanta, you mean?
Yes, we moved to Atlanta. We're from Dallas, Texas.
Oh, my goodness.
So we did Abraham thing, honey. He said go, and we left. So I knew for him to get to the next level of his music career, we had to go. Because Dallas was not appreciating him. This man was accepted at Juilliard. No, let's go back. High school, he was with Erykah Badu at Booker T. Talented and Gifted School, And then he was accepted for Juilliard.
Uh-huh.
He got his bachelor's at Juilliard, and then he had got his master's at Yale. So that's all he knows is music.
Yes.
And that's what really drew me to him was his passion for music. He doesn't just play this thing.
Yeah.
He plays.
He does. Yes. I bet that's how he won your heart.
He did. Because I saw him like, dang, you what? You can be this passionate for this? Oh, man. Wait a minute. But yes, I saw because he loves it. And I mean, it's a love for it.
Yeah.
And that's all he knows. I'm telling you, this is it. But it's a gift from God.
It is.
And it's for him to bring to man, for people to see and hear all over the world. Because right now, that's what we need. We need like music soothes the savage beats.
Yeah.
We need that soothing right now. We need that calm in us, that joy that music brings. So I moved with him joyfully, knowing that God was behind this and that he was going to make a way. And he has. I mean, like I said, we were here a week, COVID hit. All the engagements, all the events got canceled. Wow. My boss wouldn't even let me transfer. I was working with State Farm in Dallas. He wouldn't let me. He didn't want me to go. He said, you have a job here in Dallas whenever you need it, but I'm not going to let you transfer. It's like he didn't want me to leave. So it was like we had opposition, but we persevered. We went on anyway. We're like, we can't be held back. Wow. So he's been providing. It's been, 6 months now? I haven't worked. My husband has been providing. So beautiful. God is good. Beautiful. God is good.
Aww.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me.
All right, you all, we're tuned in to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. It's your girl, Siobhan Noel, and we will be serenaded once again by Mr. Richmond Punch.
I'm going to take it back to 2016, 2017, my first jazz release, original composition. It's called Finally. I hope y'all enjoy, and I thank you so much.
Thank you. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Tell us what that's called again.
Oh, that song called Finally.
Finally, I love it. Now, did you make that on your own, or is it a remix or a remake of another song?
It's completely original.
Completely original.
And he let me name it.
Oh, beautiful. So, are you gonna make an album, or have you already, or?
Oh, a few.
Oh,
See,
okay.
Finally is an album.
Okay, tell us about that. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Finally was 2017.
Okay.
I want to almost in a lot of the music I write. I want to get people to move. I want to feel energy and be able to be uplifted in whatever it is. And then came back. I did a gospel covers album. It's also available online.
How did we get that?
They're online. The website has a store, getpunch.net and richmondpunch.net. The store is it's a lot on the
I
website.
didn't let you catch your breath. Have a seat, catch your breath.
That's right.
Getpunch.net or richmondpunch.net.
Okay.
Yeah, getpunch.net/store. Whatever you do to put it /store.html, whatever. In 2019 I did Back That Violin Up,
I love it, yeah.
Oh, I'm not plugged up no, but that's all right. Like that. But
Okay.
I did Back the Violin Up is a whole CD there. That's when I really got into hip hop jazz, and then it's upcoming. This 2020 was supposed to be a year I was going to release, and hopefully still will, a album that will probably have 5 to 7 piece live band.
So
I'm still praying I can still complete it this this year. I have a band called the Punch TKO's band, and do a lot of music.
Okay. Now, everybody was asking me this at my grandmother's funeral, and I'm like, I have no idea. The gentleman that was playing alongside you, did he come with you, or did he was there already?
I guess I think he was there already. It must, yeah.
Everybody's like, who is he? I was like, I don't know. Okay, and you all played together seamlessly.
So,
yeah.
If you all were that's why everybody was asking me, was he with you? And I was like, I have no idea who that man is.
Yeah, no, I did, and I just walked in, and it was the same for me in that I just met him there on the spot. And so, what you heard us do at the going home service was on the spot.
Wow.
Willie Watkins was talking about putting them together because they played so good.
Yeah, that was Antoine Knight. That was a saxophone Antoine Knight.
Okay, I have to look through on social media. I guess maybe the Willie Watkins must have hired him.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, because everybody was asking me, and I'm like, I have no idea. I couldn't tell them anything. I just know the gentleman that played the violin. Okay, awesome. So now, typically, do you have people sing with you or anything to that nature, or you just kind of do solo? Or how
it's all mostly all conveyed in instrumental, but I do have a song that I wrote called Superman. Oh man, I can almost play some of that track.
Okay.
I'll just let the track play, but I do have it, and it has a rap and vocal in it, and I wrote that. Let's see if I get this to play. There it is.
And we got married as Superman and Wonder Woman.
I noticed Vegas. You all have that theme.
Yeah. In Vegas, so we do it every so often. We'll dress up and.
That's cute. I love it.
You hear anything?
That made him do the song Superman.
Oh, we're gonna bring it.
There we go. Okay.
Okay, here we go. Start. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I like that. Right?
And you'll hear the vocal and the rapping.
I don't think you hear the squeaking.
Oh. So this collaboration is coming.
I Superman used to think that I was a nuisance. Another cautionary tale on a newsprint. Useless, no future. They try and put my dreams inside a nooses, but I Superman. My destiny is higher than any trouble waters that I am in. Cause God pulled the strings like violin. I have been down in the dirt, was lying in. Gotta get back up, brush it off, and try again. Flying inside of my purpose. With these melodies, I inspire like fire in churches. While we about it like curtains, we gotta come together. Under any weather, I am so fly, coming black rocket. Sergeant in command of my own mind. Align with the skies, my name was designed to shine. Even when the thunder is coming, me and my Wonder Woman treated like the sun in the summer. God bless the ones who try and get it right. Don't let that kryptonite give me light. I am Superman, we just get it right. A Superman, are you a Superman? A Superman, are you a Superman? A Superman, are you a Superman? A Superman, can you be a Superman? A Superman, are you a Superman? A Superman, are you a Superman? A Superman, are you a
I shorten it. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So we definitely have to go make sure we check out the website. Tell us again, getpunch.net.
Yes.
Getpunch.net. Yeah, so you can get that album. I love it.
Oh, yeah.
You all have been amazing. This hour flies by so fast, right?
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, appreciate it.
Do you all want to leave the listeners with anything in closing before we wrap it up? Anything you want to let them know, or tell us again how we can come and see you on Saturdays? Is it?
Saturdays 6 to 10 at Sage.
Okay.
11 to 3. There's no covers involved. Yeah.
Okay.
It's good food, good time,
good party.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to definitely come.
And you can stay on the patio. So for people that don't want to, because of COVID,
right?
Right.
They prefer
If
to
that's
be
your
outside.
thing, if you're outside, you got patio. If you bring in a group of people, I would call and reserve.
Have to wear a mask, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, absolutely.
Plus, you're gonna get serenaded to the 9.
There you go. There you go. And how can we book you? Tell them that one more time before we wrap
Sure.
it up.
Once again, Richmond Punch, richmondpunch.net, 214-753-3477, and also email richmondpunch@yahoo.com.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I will, of course, be reposting all of that information. So I know already that each and every one of you are following Vonnie in the City on all social media platforms. So that way you will be able to get that information if you missed it, if you're riding in your car, all that kind of good stuff, or catch the replay. But it's been a pleasure as usual. I appreciate you all for tuning in because I couldn't do it without you. You're tuned in to Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio. It's your girl, Siobhan Noel, my awesome guest co-host for the day, Mr. Sean Ward. Thank you, sir.
Anytime.
Awesome.
And tell them when to catch you again.
This Wednesday, first show, man. This Wednesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. right here on Hits 92.3, the real definition of internet radio.
Yes.
Thank you, Siobhan, man, for the opportunity, man. Shout out to everybody. It's going to be an awesome show, man. Got some surprise guests. My co-host in the building will be my homegirl, Charlotte, man. We do the Charlotte and Sean show on Wednesday nights on Facebook. So it's been a big following, man. We're going to have some fun.
Tell everybody how to follow you on Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff.
Follow me on Cash App.
Okay.
My Cash App is $, the Man Cave Show. Nah, I'm joking. No, seriously. $, the Man. Follow me on Cash App. That's the only social media you can goddamn follow me on. No. Keep me up that. No, seriously. Follow me on Instagram, the Man Cave Show _ Also, Shy_Fella, CHI_Fella. Shout out to Chicago in the building. We're going to have a good time Wednesday, man. We in the building, man. New home. Hits 92.3, man. Thank you for making me feel home.
Thank you for coming. It's been a pleasure.
You're such a Southern belle.
Be like, where the cornbread red and the green. Come on. Somebody.
Is Master gonna allow us to?
Wait a minute. For real, true story. I did.
Somebody pull his mic. No, I'm kidding.
I did the going home service, and I seriously actually asked her about the repass.
He sure did. He did.
I would have asked her, girl, who cooked them goddamn greens? Who is in that frying that goddamn
Really?
chicken?
Do I portray that for real, y'all?
Southern Belle. Siobhan, my throat a little parched. Can I get some sweet tea? I don't want iced tea. I want sweet tea, Siobhan.
I ain't playing with y'all no more. No, I'm kidding. Thank y'all for tuning in, y'all. It's been real. Catch us same time, same place next
Don't get
week.
on now. Siobhan say stuff like place setting. Make sure you sit by the place setting. You know, y'all see. Y'all
And we're
too,
out. You can pull it. Thank you. Sean, you just cutting up. Let me sign off of here too, cause y'all, Sean, what I'm gonna do with you?
Don't sign off. Southern Belle.
Southern Belle.
I did post my cash out.
Yes, $ Violinist Richmond. Yes, make sure y'all follow his cash out.
Follow me on
We
Cash
gotta
App.
steal that.